All my niggas ride for me. I got niggas that'll die for me. You niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like the thug when you gon' bust a slug. Man, niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz. Man, blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge. Man, get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. You niggas ain't built like that. You was never on the block, you ain't never dodge a knock. You ain't never fought another crew holding down the park. You ain't swam with the sharks, you ain't wrestled with the gators. You was never fucking popping, you ain't got no fucking haters. Bitch, niggas like you make me watch out for the traitors. When you round some real niggas, mind your behavior. I will beat a nigga ass, then I'm laughing like I'm Jada. Get your fucking mind blown like a cartridge on a Sega. You niggas want attention, they don't want the war though. Talking all that shit, but you got a glass jaw, ho. They never deliver, they got that DiGiorno. This that Walking Dead flow, I eat a rapper torso. You ain't the same man once you off the microphone. You ain't never broke a bone, you ain't never had a scar. You a certified pussy, so don't make me pull your car. I'm a certified prophet, respected like the word of God. Cause you ain't got the heart, nigga, you ain't got the heart. You ain't about to finish any beef that you start. You ain't never been a soldier, little nigga, play your part. Claiming that you spark when you ain't got the heart. Cause you niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like the thug when you gon' bust a slug. Man, niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz. Man, blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge. Man, get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you gon' bust a slug. Man, niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz. Man, blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge. Man, get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. All my niggas ride for me. All my niggas ride with me. I got niggas that'll die for me. All my niggas ride with me. You niggas ain't.
I was in the hood recently, and I walked into this bodega and I heard this dude yell out, "Nah, son, get the Fiji. Evian is gross." I laughed for like 3 days after that.
Yo, I ain't never had no genie, just black hoodies and beanies. Catch you while you was sleepy, my dreamy was always schemy. Wanted cheese that was creamy, I'm talking that fettuccine. Press you like a panini, been bopping since I was teeny. When we wasn't now hustling, writing graffiti. Need a bad bitch to serve me up like linguine. These niggas sweeter than Yeezy, stretching like they the peaches. Gotta rap like a Mitri, I'm really a different species. Really like this in 3D, steady talking that feces. This ain't what you want, you rather catch you a VD. All that gay shit is creepy, give me the heebie-jeebies. So sick that the shit that I dish belong in a petri. Look, I don't do white music, I make black music. These crackers gotta get cracked for making crack music. Knock your cap back music, knocking cappy back music. Killing everything from boom back to rap music. Okay, the movement. Now they saying that they loving how we do this. I just wanna be the livest and the truest. Here's a question, name an officer that I ain't influenced.
My brain go through metamorphosis, twisted like a contortionist. Son and rappers so bad I probably should start an orphanage. Something for the less fortunate, done with them, stick a fork in them. Turn my nose up at niggas' verses like they got pork in them. No back and forth with them, I just quiet them, stick a cork in them. Like my women with big old booties, that's unproportionate. Spitting post the flow off the tongue, it's like you forcing it. Destined here to be number one, ain't got no choice.
Shalom Israel, Yahweh Shem Shabbat to all the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alatha Bashim El Shai, to all the sisters, may Yahweh watch over you in the name of Yahweh Shai. This is Priest and Officer of 50 Shar under Commanding General YAHANNA. This is the I.S.U.P.K, started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Today is Friday's night Lashawan Qadash class. We're going to be teaching the Hebrew, the ancient tongue, the holy tongue, the pure tongue. That's what our ancestors spoke. That's Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's the original language. That is the language that the Most High gave to Adam, and that's what he taught his people. Shalom Malak, Yahweh Shem Shabbat, the water for tuning in, warrior. So this is the Canada Lashawan Qadash class. I'm gonna start a little series. Shalom, officers of Badia, Yahweh Shem Shabbat, the water for tuning in. Make sure you guys sign into that sign-in link.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat.
Yeah, shalom, sir. What's going on?
I'm Tawab. You know me, I'm just in the kitchen. Let's get this class rolling, man. Canada will not be stopped. Let's go.
God, come, we'll say Christ.
Right.
So we're gonna start. I'm gonna start a little series. We're gonna go over the basics. There's four different topics we're gonna cover. And hopefully, if everybody's following along, you know what I mean, from a month from now, some of the brothers will start being able to speak some better Hebrew. We're gonna start off. Every class, we're gonna start off just with the alphabet. In Hebrew, everything we do is written from right to left. We're going to get this alphabet down. We're going to get the pronunciation for all the letters. That way, we'll be able to read Hebrew. And just like a baby, when a baby starts learning a new language, for example, I got a 2-year-old, I got a 3-year-old, he just said the word heck. He has absolutely no idea what it means, but he can say it. He just has to learn how to apply that to life. But we're gonna learn to speak Hebrew. Once we learn to speak it, we're gonna learn how to apply it, and then we'll start being able to create sentences and say phrases. Right? So we're gonna start off with the alphabet. Let's see, better this way. Yeah, we'll start off this way. So we'll write off the whole thing, right? And in these classes, we're going to learn both what the world calls Paleo Hebrew or the Phoenician Hebrew, and we're also going to learn the Assyrian, right? So we'll start off. We'll go like this. We'll do that. Start off like that. We got a God. Why do you do tough basket? Kind of like that. So these are. We'll start off here. Come. Come on this side. Come over here. Yeah. Come over here. So these are the first. How many we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the first letters, right? Okay, take a look at this. We're gonna start off saying these are the first. How many got? 4. These are the first 9 letters. What do you got here? Say it loud, okay?
Ba, da, da, ha, wa, ra, ka, ka.
Hey, well done. Well done. All right, that's it.
Salakia.
God.
Bam, 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 bam. Let's get it.
What's that, Chris? Well done.
You training up those boys well, you training up those boys well. Let's get it. Bam, bam, bam.
Mosai and Chris. Like I said, this little series we start. If everyone's following along, my boys can speak Hebrew. You guys will be able to speak Hebrew in no time too. All right. So this first one we got, he said it right. We got ba, ga, da, ha. We got a wa, za, ka, and a ta. All right. This is your first time starting to learn the language. Write these down. These are the first letters of your alphabet. Everything we do in Hebrew is right to left. All right. Go to the top. So, we got a ya. Try to speed up a little. So,
I went like this. Now that baby did.
In the Assyrian, there's 5 letters in the Assyrian. That there's actually 2 symbols for it. You'll see like the ka. Anytime you have a ka that ends at the end of the word in the Assyrian, it'll look like this. You use the bottom symbol. So this is hey, Masha, come over. So, hold on. Hey, come back, okay? Come over. To za. Qua. Ra. Like this. Okay, so up here we got the paleo along the top, or the Lashawan Qadash along the top. Below it, you got the Assyrian. Actually, we got all 5 symbols. So these 5 symbols here, you got the ka, the ma, the na, the pa, and the tazah. Anytime these characters in the Assyrian end at the end of a word, you would use the bottom symbol. All right? Mashallah, let's see if you can say these. What's this up here?
Wait, do it.
This up here.
That
Can you see it?
that is, I don't know it.
You don't know it? It's a ya.
Yeah.
What's this?
Da.
That's right.
That is la.
That's right. La,
Ma.
ma,
Na.
na,
Da.
sa,
I.
I,
Ba.
ba,
Da.
tazah,
Da.
ka,
Wa.
ra. Well done. Good job. Well done. Was. Well done. So we got the young man said it right. We got a ya. Ka. This is a la. Ma. Na. Sa. Got a I.
Just like a toy. Red.
Pa.
Red like a toy.
Tazah. This is a qua and a ra. So go ahead and write that down. Go ahead and write that down. Can you hear it okay? Okay, no sign, Chris. Yeah, go ahead and write that down. That's the next 11 characters of the alphabet. You got the Paleo or the Lashawan Qadash at the top, then you got the Assyrian under it. And this is the pronunciation for all those. All right. Then we just got 2 more. Two more. We did the ra. We just have a sha, like a tooth, and a tha. These are the last 2 characters. In the Assyrian, it would look like this. I'll do it. And then,
Shalom, Yabashim Yashabrakatan.
hey, Shalom Trooper, Yahweh Shabbat. 1 of 2.
Shalom, warrior. Yahweh Shem Yashar Barakatham.
Shalom, Adawan, Yabashim Yashabrakatan.
And this is a sha, and that's a tha. So those are the last 2. Salakia Trooper, how good are you with your Hebrew?
I'm embarrassed to say that your young men are way better than me, sir.
Do you know the characters to the Hebrew?
La, sir.
No?
This might be my second Hebrew class.
Okay. So the first thing I would encourage you to do is learn the pronunciation for all the characters, right? The way I did it, everybody has a different way. The way I remembered it, I remembered it in 5s, and I wrote it down 100 times. Just the first five characters, right? I just went like this: ba, ga, da, and a ha, right? Da, ha, This is just an example. I'm not going to do the whole thing. When you get a chance, you can start from the video from what you missed. But how I remembered it is I did everything in fives. So I went Abba Gada Ha, Abba Gada Ha, Abba Gada Ha. I said that, just repeated it over and over and over. The next day, I did the next five, right, and so on. And I also wrote down the Assyrian with it, because we know there was a time Israel was in captivity, and we started picking up bastard languages. So a lot of our text is in Assyrian. It would be we'd have a ba, a ga, da, and a ha. That's the Assyrian. And I just practiced those first five over and over and over until I got it down. Right? So I would just say Abba Gada Ha, Abba Gada Ha. Then I went to the next ones. I would say Waza Kata Ya, Waza Kata Ya. It's lucky if I'm going a little too quick, but that's how, that was the method I used to remember it. Yeah, like I said, if you can go back a bit in the video when you get a chance.
Yeah, I'll have to for sure.
You'll be able you'll be able to see the whole alphabet, or the whole alphabet. Right? Okay, so that's just the basics. We'll go over that every class so that all the Akim in Canada can get that down. Right? Brothers will be able to be reading in the Sabbath class for officers of body in no time. Right? We'll begin to start reading Hebrew. Eventually be able to translate Hebrew. And we'll start picking up the language. Right? What do we have? We're at 24. So what I'll do is I'll give you the names of each character. You can take this down for your notes. Right? The first, again, these are the very basics. Right? So this would be the I'll put it here. We got the Holy Tongue. We have the Assyrian. It's pronounced and the name of it, it's actually called a lop. And this symbol it's a symbol of a cow. So in the Hebrew, all the letters have a numeric value. And some of the words, not all of the words, actually mean a word. Some of just a single letter can mean a word. Right? So these are just the kind of basics to the whole first letter.
So alap is cow.
Yeah, a lop is a cow. Cow. I won't do all of them, but just to give you an idea of what our ancestors did, if you just turn this all upside down, right? Like you kind of have right? It's kind of like a little cow, right? It's actually what it is, right? So that alop it's a cow, right? Or an ox head. You got that, Trooper?
Oh, we can.
All right. I'll sign Chris. So then we got this is called a bayat. Bayat. It's pronounced ba. This is the ancient language. This would be the bastard language. That's what it looks like. And bayat or bayat means house. Can you see that board all right?
Oh, we can.
Okay, no sign, Chris.
You too, Abak.
Come, no sign, Chris. Let me know if I'm moving too fast, all right? Next one, we got a Gamal. Maybe I can split it. Right, two at once. So we got a Gamal. All right. Gamal. Pronounce it Ga. And it is a camel. Next one is a Dalat. Pronounced Da. That's the this is the paleo symbol. That's the Assyrian. And it means door. Next, we got a Hada. Pronounce it Ha. It means to put forth your hand. Then you got a Wawa. Pronounce it Wa. And it means means hook. I'm not going to do all these every class, but just putting this out there so we can get our notes. We got a Zayan. We pronounce it Za, just like the English. You make it like a Z. In the Assyrian, it would look like this, and it means weapon. Next is Kama.
Slack out. So it's CHAMAH.
Khan. And you pronounce it Ka. It's a little different from the Ka and the Kwa sound, right? We have this, which would be Ka, and this, which would be Kwa, right? This one is a Ka. It's pronounced Ka. It's just a little different. CHAA. Right? And this is how we make our symbol for it. That's the Assyrian, and it means wall.
Those are 3 lines in the middle of the one.
Khan. The next one is a Tana. Tana. We pronounce it Ta. In the Lashawan, this is our symbol. In the Assyrian, it's like this, and it means basket. Then we got a Yad. Pronounce it Ya. This is the symbol in the Lashawan. The symbol in the Assyrian, and it means hand. Next is a Kop. Pronounce it Ka. That's the Lashawan symbol. And then the Ka has 2 symbols for the Assyrian. And it means the palm of hand. You can can actually look at the palm of your hand and you'll see the symbol of the ka. That's where we get it from. Those lines in your hand, that's where the ka comes from. Then we got a lamad. Pronounce it la. In the Lashawan, it's just like an L. In the Assyrian, what helps me remember this is, to me, it looks like almost like a half a heart. That's how I draw it. Kind of like a love symbol. And it means teaching sticks. So lamad. How much time we got? Good for time. So next one we got a mayam. Pronounce it ma. For this one, the Assyrian has two symbols too. I think it's water. Yeah, it means water. Mayam ma means water. Next one is a napash. Napash. Pronounce it na. Similar to the symbol, the ma. This one has two symbols in Assyrian too. The way I remember these ones, for the Assyrian, it's like a little retarded 3. And the other symbol is like a little cane. That's a napash. And it means soul. Soul or breath. Next, we got a sawad. Sawad. We pronounce it sa when we're reading. And it means flag. I always think of a sign for myself every time I think of this one. Sign for S. But it means flag. It means a flag. That's the word. Then we got a ayan. Ayan. We pronounce this I. All right. The Lashawan. We draw it like this. In the Assyrian, it's like a little weird looking eye, or a weird looking Y. And I, it means I. Ayan, we pronounce it I, it means I. This is a pronounce it Pa. Lashawan, it's almost like just the beginning of the P without the line. And in the Assyrian, it has two symbols. And it means mouth. Next, we got a Tazayad. Tazayad. Pronounce it Taza. That's the symbol for the Lashawan. And the Assyrian has two symbols as well. And it's a tomahawk. Next, we got a Qawash. Qawash. It's pronounced Qua. This is a symbol for it. In the Assyrian, it looks like a little R to me, like a capital R almost. And it means snare. Next, we got a Ra'ash. Ra'ash. We pronounce it Ra when we're reading. That's the Lashawan. That's the Assyrian. And it means head. Got two more. Next one is a Shan. Shan. We pronounce it Shah. Got two A's, one A, Shah. Yeah, it's like that, Shah. In the Holy Tongue, that's how it looks. It's like a W or a tooth. This is the Assyrian. And it means teeth. And the last character is a tha. We pronounce it tha. There's one A. Tha. That's the symbol. And then in the Assyrian, looks like that. And it means mark. You got all that, Trooper?
Con.
And we'll sign Chris. Go ahead and say the whole alphabet in the Hebrew. Just for some practice.
So I got in late. I didn't get the whole alphabet.
Okay, no sweat. Which ones are you missing? Where did you start?
The D's.
Duh. Okay, no sweat. So I'll just do the you can go back on the video for your notes. But just quickly, the first one, you said you got till D, so the first you would have A, you'd have a Ba, and a Ga. That's all you're missing. A Ba. Oh, I'm tripping out. Ba and a Ga. That's all you're missing?
Salakia,
Ga.
the Abba and Ga is kind of small and kind of blurry. Baba Kasha, if you can make it just a little bigger for whoever is watching.
Ga, no sweat.
Tuwada.
Yep. So the ones you missed, you got a Ba, and a Ga. And this is how you would pronounce it. For your notes, you can go back and get the whole meaning of it. So go ahead and try saying that whole alphabet in the Hebrew.
Da, Abba, Ga.
Abba, Ga.
Abba, Ga.
Yeah, keep going.
I gotta take the notes. I can't remember. I don't remember them by heart.
Okay, no sweat. We'll work on that.
Come.
We'll work on that. We got a couple people in the chat. Shalom, Sister Kawapa, Yahweh Shemar Alatha, Bashim Yahweh Shai. Yahweh watch over you in the name of Yahweh Shai. Trooper Sakad, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatha. Water for tuning in, warrior. So those are all the characters to the Lashawan Qadash, right? Once you start practicing and learning how to read the Hebrew, how to pronounce the Hebrew, then you got to start learning about what the words actually mean, right? And to start off with that, we're gonna get into something called connectors. And Officer Zabadia, he knows. So let me find the word. For example, bayat or bayat. This means bayat, that means house, right? So when you're reading Hebrew, the connectors, they almost look like a smiley face or a frown. These connectors will indicate how you read the word, right? So for example, when you have a connector that's faced this way, it's telling you that the letter is singular. So this is a ba. When you're reading, you would pronounce it ba. And then these two, you have a ya and a tha. But since you have this connected, you would connect these, the pronunciation of these two letters, and you would read it ya, right? So this would say bayah. Now, if the connectors were showing you that it was singular, you would read it bayatha. Bayatha, right? But this word house, this is how we pronounce it. We pronounce house bayah. So these connectors, there's something called a connector, and it will connect the word. It will tell you what the words, it will tell you, how to explain it. It's going to tell you like what the word is saying. So basically, with some of these letters that we write, they have a meaning. Let me draw it up. Write it up. We'll start off with the connectors that you see at the end of a word, right? Or instead of calling it a connector, you could call it a possessive, right? So these are different possessive words, right? You got my, your, his, her, them, and us. So these possessive words are going to tell you what a word is saying, right? So we're going to do these possessives in front of a word like that says this. Use the word book, right? You got my book, your book, his book, her book. Them, it would be their book. And us would be, let me use this. This would be their book. And our book. Right? Now in the Hebrew, we always read right to left. So in the Hebrew, we wouldn't say my book. In the Hebrew, we would say book my, book your, book his, book her, book their, book our, right? So what this word book is in the Hebrew is sapar, right? That's how you say book in Hebrew. Sapar. So if you were reading a sentence and you wanted to know whose book this belonged to when you're reading something, from my book, in the Hebrew we would say book my, it would be sapar ya. Right? These possessive words that you see. There's only a couple of them. They'll always end at the end of a word, right? So my, it would be a ya, right? Ya. The ya means my. And when you put that at the end of a word, it would say something like my book, right? We're going to do all the possessive pronouns that you would see at the end of a word, okay? This is going to help us to be able to understand what we're reading. Right. Another one, we have when you see this at the end of the word, ka, that means your. Ka. This would mean your. So your book would say sapar ka. Ka. Also in Christ. Right? That would be your book.
Salakia Ak.
Ka.
The writing's kind of a little light. I'm not sure if it's the marker or the focus of the camera. If you can bring the camera a little closer, maybe.
Ka. Let's see what we can do.
Tawala Ak.
Ka.
Yeah, that's Tuab. You got it right there, Ak.
That's better?
Yeah, that's Tuab. And just press maybe make the marker just a little darker if you can. But if you can, it's no sweat. But that's Tuab.
Come. Okay. Hey, 1 second. All right, so we got sapar ka, right? Means your book. I just want to see if it's better. Shut it on for me. Oh, Kisha. That one there. Let's see if that's a little better. So the next one we got would be his. Right? His would be wa. Right? So Salakia Trooper, how would you say his book?
Sapar wa.
Khan. Most High in Christ. Sapar wa. Right? And I'll spell that out so you can see what it would look like. That would be Sapar Sapar and a wa. Salaki officers of body, can you see that okay?
Khan, that's Tawa, Bak.
Come on, let's anchors. So Sapar wa, that means his book. His book. And after we do these connectors at the end of the word, I'll show you some of the connectors we put at the beginning of a word. Right. We'll try to get through all of them. The next one would be, we said we're going to do there. Be there book. Let's go on that right there. There would be, this is actually a feminine. This is a feminine word. We don't see it too. You don't see feminine too often in the scriptures, because if you're in the UPK, you know everything's about rank and order. Not many times in the scriptures do you see a group of females talking to each other. But this is how it would look. It would be a hamma. It's actually two. Look at this. Ha. It's like that, connected. All right. And you pronounce it like this. Ham. That means there. Oh, Salaki, disregard what I said about the feminine. On this word, this isn't feminine. This is masculine. All these words that we're doing right now, they're all masculine.
Okay.
We'll do feminine and masculine. That'll be a whole separate class. Right? Be a sa. Can you pronounce that, warrior?
Sapar.
Sapar. Ham. Khan. No saying Chris. Sapar Ham. Means their book. And the last one we got is our. Sometimes you'd see it as us. And it's Nawa. Sapar. Yeah. You pronounce it Sapar Nawa. And we can spell it out. Sapar Nawa. Sapar Nawa, which means our book. All right, that's it on that. So all those possessive words you would see at the end of a word, right? When you see those at the end of the word, that will tell you what something's talking about, right? So now all these connectors that we're gonna do, all these connectors you would see at the beginning of a word, right? And I'll do them in order. So we have, so this would mean in or on or at or by. If you see this letter at the beginning of the word, this will tell you what the word is talking about, right? For example, when we say the Lord's Prayer, right? We say rataza, right? Rataza means in earth. Let me show you. So if you see this, if you see this at the beginning of a word, if you see a ba in the beginning of a word, this is what it'll mean, one of these things here. That's a ba. So for example, you have rataza, which means earth. Or Salakia, you have arataza. Arataza means earth, right? Arataza, right? Arataza. That means in earth or earth. So if you put a ba at the beginning of it, what would this mean, Trooper? If you put a ba at the beginning of earth, what would that mean? Oh, Salaki, you dropped out. So if you put a ba at the beginning of this word, it would mean in earth. Right? Or another example would be Bayath. Bayath. If you put a ba at the beginning, ba bayath. Right? That would mean at the house. Ba bayath. The next one is do. You see these at the beginning of the word. Do would be a da. So this word is ibaka. Ibaka means your work. So if you put the da at the front of it, you would have a dai baka. Right? And that would mean do. Do your work. The next connector we got is the or of. And that is a ha. The next connector we got, these are all in order. You have and, or but, or therefore, or nonetheless. Usually it'll mean and or but. Right? And that is a wa. That's the Lashawan. That's the Assyrian. That's a wa. You see that at the beginning of a word? It would mean and or but. Okay. The next one we got is he. And that is a ya. Right? This is talking about a person who gave the action. So, for example, a word you could see is. So, for example, a word you would see is gabar. Gabar. Right? So this word gabar means speak. Right? So the last one we showed was before we did the ya, we had the wa. If you put a wa before wa is and then if you put a ya, it would mean he. Right? Another way you can say gabar is spoke. Right? Wa ya gabar. Right? And he spoke. Right? When you put these connectors in front or after the word, that'll help you form your sentences, right? That'll help us to be able to read and speak Hebrew. Another connector we got is as or like. That's what we would say in English. And that is the ka. So let's use that word gabar again. All right? Gabar means to speak. You speak or spoke. Now, we're not going to get into the masculine and feminine today, but if you put the ka in front of the gabar, all right, it would be as spoke, right? If we were doing masculine and feminine, it would be something like as he spoke or as she spoke. Right? Kagabar. Kagabar, as he spoke. Next one, the next connector we got is 2. And like I said, all these go before, they all go in front of the word. Right? Sometimes we put it after, that's a possessive word, like we showed before. So this is how we would do to or of. It would be Allah. La. Right? You want to give it a try? How would you say? So how would you do? Let me think. If we were doing the same word, speak, gabar, right?
It would be
How would you say to speak?
la gabar.
That's right. That's right. La gabar. La gabar. All right. So you have gabar, which means speak, right? And if you wanted it to be to speak, you would add the la in front, right? You would say la gabar. Oh, you like this one, sis? We got next one we're doing is from. Right? From or of. There you go, right? Go from or of. That would be ma. Right? So if we have so sis, the word aratiza means the earth, right? Aratiza. Aratiza, right? Means the earth. How would you say from the earth?
Ma'aratiza.
That's right. Ma'aratiza. Ma'aratiza. It's from the earth. Right? This is how we start forming sentences. So what if you had there's Shah? There's Shah. What's that mean?
Sha.
Water.
Water from water.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what if you had the word
Sha.
what
Masha.
does this mean?
Masha. Our son's name.
What's that mean?
From what? From the water.
From the water. From the water. Right? From the water, drawn from the water. Right? Right?
Masha.
And the last one, just everybody can write this down for your notes. It would be which. Right? That's a Shah. That's okay. Sure. For everybody's notes, that's how it would look. There's Shah, which is which. We'll just practice a couple of those words, right? Those are all the connectors that you would put before a word, and all those possessive letters that we would put at the end of a word, right? That's how we start to form sentences, right? So just write down a couple of words. Ban means sun. Right? Bana. mean her son. You have, let's do a couple. Camel, house, camel is Gamal, Gamal. So if you put you could do this, something like this. Gamal. Yeah. Gamal Wa, something like his camel. House is Bayath.
Mama.
Bayath Wa would be his house. Couple more examples. We have the word debt. All right. Kawal. So if we did if we wanted to do like a bigger sentence, we would say something like this, right? This word means debt. Right? We start putting a lot of connectors, we can form bigger sentences. So if we did something like that word means debt. We did something like this. right? We have Kawab. Kawab. And then we did something like this. Kawabwath. And then we did the Ya. And we added a Na. Right? Something like this. And we just keep adding on these connectors. Right? We get something like this. It'd be something like this. People that owe us multiple debts. Right? That's how we form sentences. Right? We have that word in there, debts. And what the phrase is saying is something like people that owe us multiple debts. Right? We got debts. We got a feminine plural. Right? We're going to get into all of this in other classes, but I'm just giving you an example of how we start forming sentences. Right? We have our, right? The phrase is saying something like people that owe us multiple debts. Right? These are what we use connectors for. These are what we use those possessive pronouns for, or those possessive words for. All right? So for this class, just make sure you wrote down what those possessive words are and what those connectors are. And we'll keep building off that. Yeah, we'll end with that. So like I said, write down all those connectors. Keep those in your notes. Come on. Most High in Christ says, write down all those connectors. Keep them in your notes. Write down those possessive plurals, the possessive nouns. Write those in your notes. And we'll start forming sentences in no time. Right? We got through this little series. Hopefully a month from now, we can be reading sentences. We'll be able to pronounce the whole Lashawan Qadash. I would advise any brother or sister in the school, if you're just learning the alphabet for the first time, pronounce saying it every day. Write it down every day. Right? Abba Gadaha Waza Kataya Kalamanasa. Get it in your head. Just practice. Right? That's how we'll learn this language. And I think it's going to be a beautiful thing one day when we're in our kingdom. We'll be talking in front of the Chinese man and he'll have no idea what we're saying, right? We're trying to build our heaven, trying to build our kingdom, right? So let's learn this language. And with that, I'll end the class. All right, let's clap it up. This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers or sisters: when a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find that in Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10, and Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Ma'ashara, which means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. We're still in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We got another 2 days, I think. Maybe another 2 or 3 more days left. Just make sure you're focusing on yourself, getting rid of all that hypocrisy out of you. Just learning to be brand new, changing the way we think, becoming better people, right? So that we can serve our people. With that, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim, which means stand. Imajim Shabbat. Imajim Barak. Yah Bashim Ashai Brakathum to all the brothers. Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. Going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, which means hands behind your back. Imajim, which means rest. Barak. Yahweh Shamar Alatha Bashim Yahushai.
Yahweh Shamar Alatha Bashim Yahushai.
Which means may Yahweh watch over you in the name of Yahushai. Yad Yamatah, hands down, class dismissed.